everyone, it's Kelly here from Company Partners. Welcome back to our video series on how to start a business in South Africa. In our last session, we discussed what compliance documents are needed to start a business in SA. If you missed any of our previous sessions, simply click on the link in the description below to watch it now. So joining me again, I have our aspiring entrepreneur Zandile and our IMCSA Registered Business Coach Brend joins me for our final session of this series. Brend, it's been truly insightful thus far, and today we will end off with how to run a successful business. So welcome Zandi and welcome Brend.
Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Kelly.
Awesome. So Brend, in this series we have covered all the core aspects of how to start a business in South Africa. But starting a business and running a business are both extremely important. So what do you also need to have in place to run a successful business in South Africa?
Yes, indeed. So basically there's two core elements that still comes in. Now, if you remember the boxes that I spoke about,
Yes.
The fourth box is compliance, legalities, and HR. So ultimately you want to look at that box now and really say, cool, let's look at the business culture, let's look at the HR of the company, because that's going to ultimately help you to run the business and manage your employees with order and control.
Awesome, that's simple enough, right Zandi?
It is.
Great, Zandi, you have a question for Brend as well?
Yes, Brent, to echo on that, what principles can I apply in my business to have a healthy company culture?
So there is basically 5 principles that I would advise all my clients to implement in their business culture. Firstly, and this should be obvious in South Africa, no corruption. Zero corruption policy, no bribes on the table, absolutely not. Right, the second one is efficiency. You want to make sure that everything in your business runs with efficiency, that all the staff members are running efficiently in their days, and everything runs efficiently in the operational systems. The third principle is the principle of empathy and respect and treating people fairly, no matter who they are or where they're from. You want to treat everybody that comes in contact with your business fairly and with respect. The fourth one is to keep your word. If you say something, owe up to it. You can't get out of that because employees are watching your words and your actions very closely. And the last one is to honor your creditors. When you owe somebody money, pay up your debts. That's basically 5 simple principles to keep an ethical business culture.
Wow, thank you, Brent. I think those principles are really important. So great that you did touch on that. Now, when it comes to growing your business, naturally you are going to be employing more people. So how does one recruit the right people for their business?
So that's a very good question, and that's something that a lot of people struggle with. So they start to stress even before they employ people. And there's a reason for that, because in South Africa we are known that employees does really sometimes make things difficult in your business. That's not from the perspective of a business owner. So basically what you want to do is you want to first establish the business culture. Once you have that core ingredient of the culture, you want to say who's going to fit into this culture. Now I've got a 5-step system to how I employ people, and it works like a bomb. So step number 1 is to do the application. I would use something like a LinkedIn. I would get CVs in, then I would ask the people to write me an introduction letter. Once they write me an introduction letter, I then look through the best introduction letters and I set up an interview, which is my step number 2. Once I've done with the interview with them, I give them some homework to see if they really want the job or not. Are they willing to spend some time on homework? Step number 4 is to then do a second interview where I introduce them to the team. And then step number 5 is calling the references. And I guarantee you by step number 5, the people that really needs to be in your business have selected themselves by just following the steps that you set out for them.
Wow, that's great, Brent. When you break it down step by step, it really does make sense and it's really helpful to implement immediately. So I think that's great. Thank you so much. So we have identified that running your business successfully is just as important as starting your business successfully. Thank you so much, Brent. Thank you so much for taking our startups and our entrepreneurs out there through this 12-step video series on how to start a business in South Africa. I think there are so many golden nuggets to take away from what you have shared with us in this series. So guys, remember, if you want a step-by-step guide with practical examples of everything Brent has taught us in this video series, make sure you sign up for our free startup workshop. You'll find the link below in this video. If you are already a trading business and need funding or support to grow, our accredited business coaches are there ready to assist you. Thank you so much for your time, Zandile, and thank you, Brent, as well as thank you to our entrepreneurs watching. Guys, if you need help to start your business today, sign up for a free business goal setting session with me so you can start your business successfully today.